First, we can see the hardware overview, and in the left side, we can see the active CPU, and in the right side, we can see the CPU overview for our 20 CPU cores, and below this part, we can see the memory status of our machine. Also, we can also find the information of disk status and the network status. Below the hardware overview, we can see the engine overview. For the engine overview, we can see how many tokens are processed per second, and the number of active requests for our engine, and the average time for processing those requests, and the overview health. Here is a more straightforward graph for showing the engine performance. Below the engine performance, we can find the logging for our module activities. Here you can find how many module API have been called, and the status of those module APIs. Here we can see all the API have been completed, and the average duration for those API. Here is the table for the detailed entries for those modules. And for a better look, we can also choose to download the logs for module activity. Also, we can choose to download the log for our hardware matrix. Let's have a look. Okay, we can use text editor to view those logs directly. And for the hardware metric report, we can find the GPU information, CPU information, and memory status, disk status, network status, and the detailed information for our engines. Also, there are some detailed entries for recording the snapshots of our hardware. And okay, let's move to the module logs. And for the module log, we can find a summary for our module APIs, and here you can find how many module API have been created, and the average duration and their status. Also there is a table to show the entries detailed. For each entry, you can find the module of this, the module for this API, and the name of this API, and the duration for calling this API, the status, and the related time step.